Here's another question. What if I don't want to go to FEMA? What if I never registered with FEMA? I don't have a FEMA number. Am I still eligible? Am I still eligible for some long-term recovery assistance? Yes, you may be. You may be. That's not, if you know of someone, I won't make you out yourself, if you know of someone who is, let's say, undocumented and so doesn't want to talk to FEMA for whatever reason, or other government organizations, can they still call 211 and talk and get a case manager assigned? Absolutely they can, and there may be help for them. There may be assistance for them. Gene, you want to ask or say?
Just a couple of footnotes, and that is that two associated efforts that are related to long-term recovery committee. One is that the disaster recovery center, which closed under FEMA management at the 9th grade academy yesterday, will be reopening under county and community leadership this coming as soon as we get funds. So within the next few days, it's in the flyer. But that is closely, essentially an integral part of this combined effort. And the other thing is that we also have the adjunct of bastroprelief.org website, where we're trying our best as all volunteers to collect the information, keep it accurate, keep it timely. So if anyone sees information that should be improved or corrected or added, please provide your support and help there.
Is there a question?
Yes. Are your counselors bilingual? Yes.
Absolutely. Our question was, are our counselors bilingual? Yes, they are.
And we're in different locations other than Bastrop. We have a presence in Spicewood, also in Waller County, Hempstead, and Marion, Cass County, and Linden. So we're covering the entire state.
Yeah.
Do you have another
I'm
question?
going to ask questions of you guys because I know you're overwhelmed and it's been a long day. So if I'm going through some difficult times with my family and I need some additional assistance, maybe with counseling or just to be able to have somebody to vent to, does your organization assist with crisis counseling or counseling specifically for helping them mental health?
Question was if there is a need for emotional counseling, spiritual counseling. No. Yes, of course we do that. Of course we have that. It's one of our subcommittees, spiritual, emotional, and mental health.
Okay.
And we're especially contracting, we're working closely with an organization in Bastrop called Blue Bonnet Trails. But they also will, our committee will also know of other free or floating scale counseling services that are available, and we will make them available for you. Any other questions for us? Yes.
So at the new recovery center, are you guys going to have case managers housed there for folks to come and get appointments, et cetera?
Yes. There will be.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
So, a little, coming from San Diego and coming from disasters, those recovery centers really should be where you go on any given day, you're looking for information. It's your home away from home, and you will use the information, you will be able to find other fire survivors who are going through the same thing, and you may just need to have a cup of coffee and debrief from a horrible day, and nobody understands better what you're going through than those individuals. So, I applaud you guys for what you're doing. You're amazing, and you've done a great job so far.
Thanks.
This is just a small added footnote on grief and crisis counseling. We're expecting rather a spike in it because the Bastrop County tax bills have just gone out.
Okay, we're going to move over to the other side of the table.
I think it's aggravating.
I'll say that.
I'm gonna say that because you won't be able to see me and I'm pretty short as it is. Okay, so I'm a planning nerd and I can't start a presentation without planning nerd numbers. Susan just said go nerd go. So as you can see, this is what we were dealing with as a county right before the disaster. We had 100 years of stagnated growth, followed by a seriously exponential population boom that is expected to get us to 160,000 people by 2040. So we were already starting to look at how is our community growing, what do we want to look at. And because of that, Bastrop County started working on some plans. Opportunity Bastrop, which I think many of you were involved with, which dealt with many types of issues like transportation, services with healthcare, the environment. We also started participating in regional organizations, some of which have brought in over $5 million recently, last week for our county. We started working on Bastrop County Comprehensive Transportation Plan, which has been used to feed into getting some of those federal dollars for our county. They established the development of the Planning and Project Management Department. We do development review, floodplain management, engineering, planning, you name it. Ronnie Moore, who's over here in the structure, is the director of that department. I'm the assistant director. And we started getting involved with a regional organization called CAMPO, which is the Regional Transportation Planning Organization, which has also made sure that we get a lot of money to the county. And then there was the fire. You all know these stats very well. Over 1,600 homes destroyed, 42 businesses. I estimate 4,800 persons displaced based on the census average persons per household for the county. 2 lives lost. I heard an estimate of over $300 million in expected property damage, and a 34,000 acre burn scar. Quite a bit for a little community that's already facing some growing challenges. So we have groups dedicated to the recovery of the individual and family. This group right here is fantastic. They are making sure that nobody is falling through, that there's a safety net for every individual and every family. We have a group dedicated to the recovery of the environment. Roxanne Hernandez, who was in here, is leading that effort, but she's got a whole team of scientists and professors and citizens who are interested in the environment. And we've got groups dedicated to the recovery of the home site. Ronnie Moore, the county engineer, is also heading up the debris management for the county, and so that's helping people recover their home site. And now we have a new group. This is one that's dedicated to the recovery of the community. And basically what we're looking at, if you could go to the next one. Okay. We have a working purpose and working mission statements. Our county, the county commissioners court has indicated that we have a little flexibility on exactly what we're going to be doing. But bottom line, how can we recover as a county economically? How can we make sure that as we continue to grow and face this influx of people and recover from this fire, that we can provide essential services for all of our citizens here? How can we make sure that all the businesses that were already here return? How can we make sure that the people who lived here and loved it here rebuild? And that's what this community is about. And you can read the stuff on the side, but basically, we're going to figure out what drew people here to begin with. And a lot of times, you hear it's the trees. So how do we redefine our sense of community? How do we move forward? Our membership is large. All of our members are appointed by organizations. Bastrop County appointed me as the committee lead, and one member of the County Commissioners Court, which is Commissioner Pena. The city of Bastrop is going to appoint 3 people. Same thing with the city of Smithville. The Bastrop Chamber of Commerce is appointing people. Smithville Chamber of Commerce, yada, yada, yada. So we're going to have members of USDA on the committee, and we also have 4 members of the community that have been recently appointed by our Bastrop County Commissioners Court. These folks are representatives. Susan's also one of our members of the community. And our first meeting is not until December 8th. That's when we're going to start getting kind of together, get our focus, and start our drive for what we're going to do. I will say that we've had some really good news recently with this committee. That Texas A&M, which is where I got a couple degrees from, is going to be writing an economic development plan for the county. And it's through their urban planning program. And so this committee is going to be asked to help guide that process. And we're still negotiating the contract, but I had a meeting with the professor in charge Friday, and she said we're doing it. So with that, I think we've got the professional support we need, and we've got this fantastic group of people who I gotta be honest, every person on there was already charged up and already doing something in the community. These are not people who were just sitting at home watching TV. You know, these people were already doing this, now we're just bringing them all together. So, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Commissioner Pena can answer questions from the county's perspective, and of course, Susan. Susan is so sleep deprived from putting on this expo, but she can answer questions, and of course Dorothy and Fran are here as well. Thank you. I guess, does anybody have any questions on that? No? Yes?
This is to both groups. Are you absolutely sure that getting a new pickup is off the table? Just relax.
You need a new pickup for me, right?
Sure. Yeah, whoever, yeah.
You can prove you need it.
I have a
Yes,
rifle
Tina.
pass.
I'm really not dishonored, but I'm trying to help out.
No, wait, I raised her hand and I said, look, if there's any questions that need to be asked here that we're not asking, please ask them for us, because this is our first disaster, so please, y'all been through 2 or more of them, and so y'all know the kinds of questions we should be asking.
And let me also say, they're from San Diego, California, and they came, did you arrive Thursday?
We did.
And they toured the disaster area, and they actually came and met with our different committees on Friday and really gave us some insight onto how we should be moving forward.
So my question was, are you guys going to meet collaboratively to try and communicate back and forth between what your committee's doing and what the long-term recovery is doing to kind of avoid duplication of efforts and support each other?
I don't think we necessarily are gonna have to meet as a full committee together.
So you'll have
Yeah.
individuals.
But
share
maybe,
as well, and then
yes, and we have Susan who's,
Yeah.
and that was a very intentional thing, yeah, that was, yeah. But we're hoping Susan can help liaison, and then of course we'll liaison with the chairs. I've already spoken with Natasha,
Okay.
you know, and so yes, and I want to emphasize that our committee is, you know, for lack of a better word, the softer
Yeah.
committee. It is the one that's harder to define. It's not the one that people will go to for direct aid, but it is absolutely necessary for our county's long-term recovery.
Yeah.
And with that many people on our committee, we may need to come to you for some spiritual.
Well,
You know how hard it is to get that many people to agree on.
Natasha, I was telling her, do you know how hard it is to organize this many people? And she said, Rachel, at my first committee meeting, I had 80. So, that's a big group.
We're all into collaboration.
Where is the resource center for disasters?
They're asking where's the resource.
1091 Highway
Please use
71.
your mic.
But where is that?
It's by Monday Board on Highway 71.
Okay.
And the address, I said the address is on there, but it's about 100 yards east of Monday Board. And
Has a big sign?
it's a little sign. We're trying to get a big sign. We need a big sign.
You certainly do.
We're selling t-shirts to get credit cards. We're starting pretty much, this is a children's crusade. It couldn't get more grassroots. And one other completely small thing is that if you look up the address on Yahoo Maps, it'll be right. Google and MapQuest, for some reason, are going to put you out in way far away. So now that's a small thing, but for some reason, I commend Yahoo with that. But all the information locations on Bastrop will be covered.
What's the website? Website?
Bastrop will be covered.
And I would be remiss if I did not also say that the county has a disaster website. And so the easiest way to find ours is to Google Bastrop County. And when you're in there, click on the disaster relief tab. That's where you'll find some of our debris management information, environmental information, and information about our committees. It's a really great resource, so I encourage you to do that as well.
I think that's all we've got, unless there are more questions. We're happy to stick around if you want to come and talk to any of us individually. Is there any other questions for either group?
This is where we pass the basket.
You have a question?
I do have a question. I was late to the party, so you may have covered it, but I know that mortgages are hard now and financing is a trick. is there anything set up for people with, marginal or bruised credit in terms of either, second mortgages so they can do an 80-20 that's guaranteed by somebody, or, FHA, VA, SBA, that sort of thing?
My answer is I don't know. If someone else knows the answer to that, Gail?
Yeah, I would encourage, any of you that have not, seen a case manager, if you would do so, they'll work with you on an individual basis to connect you with any resources that might be needed.
Let me touch back to that, and that's just that you're not the first to ask that question, and we're trying to find out some of that information if they're, through the SBA, is gonna be a great way to do that. Small Business Administration, if you've gone through FEMA, that might be the first way to do that, but we're looking for other ways too. Is there another question?
The case management agency, you folks said that you had 7 case managers on the ground, and they're working how many cases right now, 70 at least?
Anywhere between 50 and 70, yes.
Would you consider, are those long-term recovery cases, or like mixture, short-term?
It's a mixture.
A mixture.
Yeah, there's some
Okay.
cases that we've been able to close
So then
already,
you'll be,
some are.
so then you'll be hiring more case managers for.
There's a
both.
possibility.